Hello! This video will tell you about OnlineCourseEvaluation.com's Ascend Normative Survey for course evaluations, which you can use if you want to compare yourself to other schools. Please keep in mind that you don't have to use this course evaluation survey if you don't want to. It's just an available option. Our survey's main advantage compared to our competitors' normative survey is that it has about 15 less questions than our competitors, yet still gets the same number of data points. Plus, it's very customizable and can address many of your faculty unions and IR directors' needs. One quick example of why faculty unions and instructors love our product is because we know that there are some questions your school might love and want to keep, and some questions you'll see that might not fit for your school. Our system will allow you to make changes to our survey on a department-by-department basis, so your art department can have a different question set than your chemistry department, while both still can enjoy being able to compare many survey items to each other and different schools. This sure beats our competitors' one-size-fits-all survey. Of course, with each completely novel question your faculty requires, you'll lose the comparability with other schools. The survey is broken down into three components: course-related, which measures some things like workload, assignments, and test questions. What's interesting for this section is that for team-taught courses like nursing departments typically have, we do not ask these course-related questions multiple times like some of our competitors do, which will result in having your students answering a lot less questions and not suffering from survey fatigue. What's notable about the instructor-related questions is that if a student answers negatively to these questions, then we'll ask follow-up questions to the student to ensure that the instructor knows exactly what they need to do to pull up these scores. For example, if a student says that they did not feel challenged, we'll ask the student what could be done to make this course more challenging and give them suggestions in a text box for them to write whatever they'd like. Now, imagine walking into your tenure review meeting stating, "I know I get a low score on this particular question, and here is what the students have said I need to do to improve in this area. Here's my plan to address their concerns." Do you think that the tenure review committee will look favorably on this analysis? We believe so too. Now, the last set of questions is geared toward understanding the student. The good news is that we only have to ask them 4 questions in this area because we silently answer 14 questions for the student because the information is already provided to us when your school uploads the data into our system. So, some competitors have to ask questions like, "What is your gender?" We don't. This shaves about 14 questions off our survey compared to our competitors. And if you're doing the math, that would be in addition to the extra questions we eliminate when you've got a team-taught course. By our reckoning, that means that for some team-taught courses, we can ask about 45 less questions than our competitors and still get the same amount of data. I'm sure that will also make your students happier and result in less survey fatigue. We also give you new tools to understand your raters by. For starters, we'll report on the grading tendencies of your raters by analyzing every evaluation your raters have ever completed on any course evaluation. We'll divide the students into 5 equal buckets, from extremely easy graders to extremely hard graders. Why is this useful? Well, if you're up for tenure review and you see a sudden drop in your scores, some teachers might panic. Now you can check the makeup of your students. Did you suddenly get a bunch of hard graders? If you did, that would explain the drop, and you can confidently state that to your tenure review committee. Another thing we check out is the ability of your students to discriminate between one survey question and the next. In other words, were they paying attention when they answered the questions, or did they just click 5, 5, 5, 5, 5? Again, we'll break them into 5 equal buckets from extremely discriminate to extremely non-discriminate. If I were an instructor, I'd use this information by putting greater weight on the surveys completed by the more discriminating students. We also have formative questions on the survey, which we enhance by indicating the context of the student who wrote the question. We do this by noting if the student who wrote the comment generally liked or disliked the course, because if you ask the question, "What's your primary suggestion to make the class better?" and the student answers, "The instructor needs more office hours," you'd put greater emphasis on the comment if I told you that the student absolutely hated the class as opposed to loving it. Other advantages about our Ascend normative survey is that we developed it using the questions other schools' faculty unions have already approved. We even offer 10 less recommended normative questions because we know that faculty seem to like these questions. In other words, this survey is probably very similar to the one your school is already using, only with normative data, follow-up questions, and the ability to customize the question set by each department. Like I said, we take our customer needs very seriously. In addition, since it's been well proven that different departments tend to be rated higher than other departments, you will also be able to specify if you'd like your scores to be compared to the department, division, or whole school. The last key advantage is that the Ascend survey works very well with My Focus, a tool we designed to help instructors get tenure. What My Focus does is quickly identify an instructor's weakest questions and allows them to get advice, check out links to your school's resources, and create action plans to help them pull up scores on that question. We believe that if you use this tool, you'll be able to make the biggest overall improvements in your course evaluations with the least amount of effort. Please see our My Focus video for a 5-minute look on how this tool works. Thank you for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to call us at 1-888-309-6373. Thank you very much.